Hey everybody! So this is going to be my layout for my first layout for the April 2019 Mini Kit Monday, and I am using this month's page maps for my inspiration. So I'll be using probably 5 different sketches for this month. And the sketch I'm going to use this time, let's see if I can make that come in a little clearer, is this one right here. For no reason other than I do have 3 photos that I'll be using going across, so I thought that would mimic it pretty well. I am using the Jen Hadfield Along the Way collection this time, so you'll just be seeing different things to go along with this collection. I have the paper pad, the 12 by 12, as well as the 6 by 8 that I found at Tuesday morning. The pictures I'm going to be using are these 3 photos that my oldest daughter took with one of our cats who doesn't look like he's having the best time. It's kind of funny. So I'll be using these pictures. She was just having fun. The cat's like, please just end this thing. So I'll be using that, and these are the papers I pulled out so far to go with my sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and probably put this on fast forward and take you along with me, and we'll see where we end up in just a little bit. I'm excited to start using this. Oh, and you know, I've been kind of noticing lately that I really prefer to scrap if given the opportunity, like life's little moments. Like I struggle a lot more with, let me do a Christmas layout, let me do an Easter layout. I love doing just everyday, whatever moment scrapbooking. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start this, and I will speed it up so you don't sit here forever, do a little voiceover, and we'll go from there. All right, we'll see you soon. Wish me luck. Alrighty, so in the beginning of my layouts, I swear it takes me like a second to get settled in. So seems to me that I'm always just trimming my photos while I kind of get a better grasp on what my master plan is. So you see me using my ever so vintage Creative Memories little guillotine trimmer. I swear the thing has cut 1,000 photos and it's just as sharp as the day that I got it. So there's something magical about at least the one that I have. So, and then I have to throw away all my little bits because I'm all about, for some reason, cleaning as I go. I do that with cooking too, though, so I guess that's just kind of what I do. So I think I end up using this slightly off-white background. It has kind of like a nice little pattern on it, but it does really mimic the sketch pretty well. The sketch has it where it looks like a light background with some really bold color choices on the top of it. And you saw I just put my little washi tapes there because it's really funny. It's like I'll film one day, put my camera in the exact same place, I'll come back and I'll put my camera back up, and it's like I have to be in a different place on my desk. So I don't know if one of my animals bumps it all the time or what, but it seems that I have to kind of hop around my desk to figure out what I want to do. So this little clear tray right there, I love that thing. I bought 2 of them because I wanted to see how it would go for doing my little kit embellishments for the month. And they're from the dollar store, and the little wells in there are just the right size for kind of separating out your goodies. Anyway, I'm enamored of my dollar store little clear trays. I know, big deal. All right, sorry about the glare that will happen on these pictures. I realized once I was done with this layout that I didn't have all of the lights on in my craft room. So my lighting's just okay, but not great. So I'm going to start by backing it, these 3 photos with my 6 by 8 paper pad that I pulled into this kit. And I ended up really liking that because I find that my 12 by 12s, of course, go so quickly when I'm having to back up my photos with it. So I did really like having the smaller paper pad to go with my collection. I usually don't have the matching one, so it was a novelty and I liked it. Anyway, so that is my Caterpillar crop um, trimmer, and I really, really like it. I keep looking at, what is it, the Tonic, Tim Holtz one that I see everybody using, but I don't know if it's the same as the one I have or better or not. If you have that Tim Holtz, like it's a guillotine one, I think it's like called the Maxi, maybe. Let me know because I really would like to know if I desperately need it because I can get it for I think 40% off at Joann's right now. So you see right there that little crinkly clear sheet, that's just wax paper that I use to usually use it just for my alphas so that I can kind of audition where I'd like to have words around the page. Sometimes I use it for stickers as I'm pulling them in as well, but I think I'm trying to work on the alpha thing. And in this layout, you're going to see me opening a lot more packages than normal just because it's a first layout for this kit that I'll be doing. So I have some new packages that need to be used up or need to be opened so that I can get using them. So I don't know if I did earlier. I told you that my oldest daughter decided to just do a photo shoot with one of our cats who wasn't enjoying it as much as she was. So it's just kind of funny. His name's Earl. His full name's Bobby Earl, but yes, we call him Earl, and Earl was just truly putting up with it. So these little alphas that you see on the bottom left there, I use them and use them and use them, and I think they're just multiplying the package because I'm not getting a ton of traction. Although if those ever come to Tuesday morning, I'm buying every single pack that they have. Absolutely love the little tiny foam ones, and they stick to the paper. Like, hallelujah, alphas that actually stick. It's kind of a big deal for me. Anyway, you see that I did cut that black and it has little gold metallic birds. I cut that out. Still following the sketch pretty well. Of course, I'm going to veer right off the sketch after a while, but I have the large dark block there, and I think my title says Happy Kitty Photo Shoot, which is a bit tongue-in-cheek because he did not enjoy his photo shoot. So these are some Kaiser, they're like mini tile alphas, but it's kind of weird. The tile sizes are not uniform. So when I do end up putting them on the page, I don't end up even bothering to put them on perfectly square or straight because they're not going to cooperate no matter what I do. So, but I did get them used, and I've had them in my stash for quite a while, so it's a win if they get used at all. That's perfectly fine. All right, so the usual, trying to figure out what I'm doing. Anytime I start with a new kit, it's like I have to get to know it. And like the subsequent layouts feel like they come together faster and faster and faster, as I know what my supplies are and I'm accustomed to the colors and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of an odd thing, but it happens. And also, if I haven't scrapbooked for like a week, I feel like I have to totally relearn how to get into the groove of it. It's kind of, it's an odd thing, but it's like you have to get your brain back to that creative space. So I do slightly put my photos wonky, which is not easy for me because I really have a thing for my T-square ruler, but I'm being brave. So let's see, I'm still following the sketch mostly. I think the sketch might have had 4 photos on it, but I figure that's pretty close, that's fine. And I'm starting to look through the great die cut pieces that are in this Jen Hadfield collection, and since I haven't used any of them, I have lots and lots of options. So I'm doing this voiceover right now. I'm just sitting on my bed. I have one bulldog to the left of me snoring away. I have the other bulldog down by my feet having some weird air licking event. So I am sorry if you hear either of them, but I can't do a voiceover without them feeling the need to come in and muck it up. So it's just part of the real life charm of what I'm doing. Okay, so these little pieces by Jen Hadfield, like these side silhouettes, remind me of like kindergarten and first grade when the teacher would have you stand against whatever they had you stand like against the wall, and they'd put the projector on you so you would get that like side profile thing, and they would trace it for your parents or something. So that's what all those things look like to me. I don't know what they're supposed to look like, but that's what they look like to me. So I'm just starting the process of tucking the little bits in, anything that kind of works for the feeling of my daughter or the poor cat. But this collection is a lot prettier. It's not like as funny and sarcastic and all that kind of stuff. But it is good. Okay, Rocco, stop licking. Stop. All right, so as you see on the top, I'm starting to put tags and all that. I don't use that I feel pretty, oh so pretty, I don't think on this layout, but I really, really like it. I use it on one that's coming up, I think, but it had me singing the song in my head forever. I'm looking at these big, giant, great wood veneer pieces that I was able to find at Tuesday morning, seeing what might work. Look at how cute that little girl wood veneer piece is. But I don't like the direction that she's facing in. I usually like it if my stuff is, I guess, looking at my subject, if that makes any sense. So I like these wood veneer pieces, but I did find that they're huge. Like, for the most part, they're all really, really big in this collection. So they're a little harder to work with than I would have thought because they're just so massive. So these are these Jen Hadfield like layered pieces, and they're layered on foam, and there's a bunch of acetate as well as regular die cuts on them. So if you can get your hands on them, you're gonna love these things. I loved using them. I think I ended up putting at least one on every layout that I did this time. All right, so I'm starting to like how this is coming together. And for some reason, I grabbed my little tape. I've been going back and forth between my big giant ATG and this little guy, and I think I like owning both of them. You know, when I like them for like the little bits, like the smaller tape runners, and I like my ATG for when I'm slapping down the big things, is what it kind of feels like. But either way, if I see those at Tuesday morning and they're a good price, I'll pick them up. And if I don't, that's fine too. Just making sure that the words look pretty square. The other week, I was scrapbooking with a bunch of my friends. We've been doing that on Sundays. And my T-square ruler went missing. I still couldn't find it, so I finally went ahead and ordered from Amazon a 2-pack, and they were like 7 something shipped for 2. So I thought it was fantastic. Because mine do tend to go missing. It's like somebody makes off with them when I'm scrapbooking. So I cut the end of that little piece off just because I wouldn't need to use it on this layout, but I may be able to use that little end piece. It's of that craft tag is what I mean. I might be able to end up using that end piece on something else, so why waste it, right? So this collection also has this great, like, I'd say like Kraft macaroni and cheese yellowy orange in it, which is kind of cool because the cat in the photo, the aforementioned Earl, happens to be orange. He's like an orange, almost long-haired tabby. I'm sure that there's a name to his breed. I have no idea. He's a rescue kitty. So he didn't exactly come with papers, but he's mostly long-haired, but like on his thigh areas and whatnot, he has stripes. And he has a very, very fluffy tail. Don't know. Anyway, the fancy history of Earl. He was saved from a shelter in Flint, Michigan. So I am deciding where my title will be, and I think this is a good time to cut it because it takes me forever to glue this thing on. So hold up. Ta-da! Through the magic of film, we have a title. So it's a bit painstaking to watch me glue each and every letter individually, so I thought I would just go ahead and save you the time of not having to go through that. I am using my little tweezers to do these little Kaiser Alphas that I realized upon putting them on that they are not the same size little tiles, but that's okay. I like them anyway, and it's just a little something to tell the year of the photos and all that kind of stuff. Not a big deal. So, all that's left on this layout is me doing my favorite part, the cute little finishing touches on this. And I think from the way I was doing my pointing, I'm like deciding what is the next thing that I need on this thing. Oh, the glue that I was just using right there is this Nuvo glue, and it has this really tiny little nozzle on it, so it's great. So it's not like you need a fine line bottle to get into those itty bitty spots. I'm really enjoying it. I got it on the retreat that I went on, and I liked it so much I went back and bought a second bottle. Big stuff there. I did go ahead and grab some twine that was not in my kit from, I have kind of like a fibers twine, kind of, I guess it's anything fabric-y kind of bin next to my desk. So just little strips of things I get from kits or whatnot, or the occasional Target dollar spot, which is now Bullseye Playground or whatever. So all that stuff goes in there, but it sits just to the right of my desk so I can access it pretty easily. That's one of those really great dimensional pieces that I had just put down, and I'm seeing if I wanted to use the bottom of that craft tag anywhere, but it doesn't end up making it on the layout today. So, what else can I tell you? Oh, something really, really great is our Facebook page for Mini Kit Monday has been going so incredibly well. There's a ton of talented women that have joined our page, and it's so fun to see all the different kits that they're putting together because they're all different. Like, there is one lady that ended up using the same collection that I'm using from this for this kit, but of course she has different little bits and pieces that she's added in. There's somebody that has like a Wild Wild West layout. I mean, there's Easter ones that are so great. I've been really impressed by the great kits that ladies are putting together and seeing what they're coming up with for their layout. So we've had a really good time on the Facebook group. So I'll go ahead and leave a link to that if you want to join. Just go ahead. There's a couple scrapbooking questions to answer. And then I think there's 5 of us who are moderators, so it won't take long at all for us to approve to get you into the group. So these little enamel dots, I have 2 sets of them. I don't know where they're from. I think I made an AliExpress order once for enamel dots, so they may have come from there. I have no idea. But once again, it's a sticky thing. That's not very sticky. I just don't know why things with adhesive don't seem to stay adhesed. I keep harping about this and I just gotta let it go. So just putting them in, the corresponding colors so I can have little extra sprinkled bits on my page. And seeing if these little pearly bits that I got from, gosh, I feel like those came from like Sparkle and Company, Joann's or something like that. But they're just these really pretty little pearl bits. That is going to finish off my enamel dots clusters. Just cute little itty bitty ones. Kind of liking them because, the off-white in this collection lends itself nicely to the pearl kind of color. And then I have, these are Nuvo drops, and the color is called Bright Gold, but when it dries, I swear it's more of like a Vegas gold or a dirty gold, which made me really, really happy because I have so much that's like an in-your-face gold color that I really liked that this is a little bit more subdued. So I'm just putting little dots of that because the Nuvo drops are in my kit, and I keep forgetting to use my Nuvo product. Well, I'm using my Nuvo glue constantly, but I haven't been using enough of my fun little Nuvo drops. And I have a collection of 7 or 8 now, so I really do want to use them more. I'm trying to decide if there's anything else I need to use on this layout or if I'm satisfied. And then I remembered that I recently got these great little Heidi Swapp photo corners, and I'm like, let's see how many are in there. Can I use some gold just to make that mini photo be the star of the show? So yeah, I think it's great that Heidi Swapp came out with these. They are the perfect touch, and they already have adhesive on it that seems to stick. We'll see, because it certainly does not take long to put those little guys on there. But it does bring absolute center attention right into the photo when you use them. I really like them. The rest of the colors are super bright, so you know they're not going to go with every layout, but definitely the gold is working for this one. So that right there is this little bin that I've been keeping to the side of my desk of newer packages for the most part from Tuesday morning, of things that I got at great prices and stuff I'd like to try to use. And it's been kind of fun because I have been able to just add little tiny bits and pieces to layouts from it lately. So I think I want to keep like an ongoing bin going like that, because I don't want to give myself access to my entire scrap room, but I do like the idea of just seeing if anything else is necessary. So you see, I'm just showing you bits that I put the dots on, and that's going to end up being it for this layout. So thanks everybody, stay tuned, and we'll see you next week.